Hiya, was new with you, and Orit the Heartlight. So it's Thursday, third time's the probably not quite the charm endeavor to do our collab work group to finesse the ManKinder message and marketing materials. So many fun serendipities and synergies that have gone in a chaos direction instead of a productivity direction. Orit was just saying that it's the, are we full moon?
Full moon in Virgo, yeah, full moon in Virgo, and a lot more is happening up there. A lot more.
But with a full moon in Virgo, that sounds like lots of extra energy for organizing and details and getting stuff done. Isn't that what Virgo's about? Why is that not happening?
Yeah, because of the other things that are happening, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not an astrologer, but I've been following for quite a while, so I have a little bit of an understanding.
Indeed.
Not enough to share with others, but yeah, it's pretty wild up there.
Indeed. And this is funny. It is 5:05, right?
It is, indeed.
And so just now on my phone pops up notifications. Remember to go live at 5. You missed it by that much. Okay. Even the reminders are late. That's great. Hilarious.
Yeah. Well, yesterday I joined Brandon from Safe Haven. I joined his weekly call, and I got a reminder, an email reminder. We're live in a few minutes, and that was an hour before it was supposed to be. There's
very professional. Steve, hey, welcome aboard, brother.
I made it.
Yay.
Yeah. Steve has new phone service, and this is very interesting. So he's been on a T-Mobile account for a long time, and then he was getting notifications, hey, you're doing too much roaming. We're going to kick you off your plan or something. Like, what the heck? And he realized, well, who am I roaming with? I seem to have a little indicator on my phone that says I'm roaming in this other company. So he looked them up. Turns out he's got line of sight to them and can just sign up with them instead. So he's actually got a cheaper deal, better service.
And it's working.
Local company.
And it's working. Which company is that? Which company?
It's called CWW, Carolina West Wireless. Just a little local podunk thing that helps here in the mountains.
Wow.
So yeah, it works.
Pretty cool. Radical, extreme shift from he's driving to other locations to try to get some kind of signal. He's in his car trying to get something. He's at a library, this, that, and the other thing. Now he can just be wherever the heck he wants.
Can you hear me?
You sound great. You sound great now.
I've got to shift. I got to drive. That was crazy.
He's got a nice headset with the microphone built in, and it's all working. A wired headset, by the way.
Wired, yay. Good.
Yeah.
It's a
this,
skull candy.
Yeah. None of this
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth. Even if it wasn't cooking my brain, it still is. It'll pop. It'll drop signal, and then I gotta like enter a code or something, and it's just so. Michael likes to say I've got technical issues, and I would have to say yes. I'm something of a Luddite, not a complete Luddite. But
as I said to Steve yesterday when we tested this out, if he didn't have, first of all, a lot of wisdom on many topics and a history as a rather good cameraman, so he was shooting video and I think you must have been doing some editing as well as shooting, right? Back in the day.
Back in the day, I was doing a lot of editing.
Yeah. So he's,
I could
it's
make
just a
my
matter of
own.
updating.
Yeah. As an example of my time, the times is at the time I had a TRV 38 Sony regular camera, with a flip screen and none of this telephone bull crap. And I could basically, you with the software that came with the phone is I could put my imagery into the computer, edit in the computer, and I could print my own DVDs at the time. So anyway, and I was living in a yurt, and I had no running water, but I had electricity. So go figure.
Yeah.
There you go. So that's it's a little instance of the ManKinder strategy. Instead of ragging on somebody and trying to change their nature, figure out what their actual nature is that's a little bit untapped and see what tiny tweaks could enable the transformation up to the next level. So I knew Steve could get some stuff up to speed, and we're getting there with patience.
Took a little while.
One of these days he'll have a gimbal. That's the next big thing. We're talking about that, so he can video record smoothly the stuff that he's building, because Steve's not actually a farmer. He's a builder. He's just a farmer by name.
Yeah. Well, no, you take the A and the R and you flip them and it becomes framer.
Framer.
Oh, I did not notice that. Very good.
But the structurally, the concept is yes, it's an attempt to manifest as a farmer, but take it into the 21st century. So I've been way back since the 70s. I was recognizing where this whole agricultural trend was going, and anyway, yeah, I've been a permaculturist ever since I first heard the term. Back and it came out like Bill Mollison and David Lundgren. They coined the term in like about 76 or 8, something like that. So I caught on to it very early after that. So yeah, I'm a permaculturist, but that's part of it is the natural building is to make things. It's kind of like redefining the old, like a century ago, the farmhouse that was, I mean, you had a big crew, you had a lot of people working, and people were doing all kinds of things, and quilting bees, and barn raisings, and helping your neighbors, and all kinds of stuff like that. Everybody had a big family with a big farmhouse, and a century ago, or it started. We started into this more and more mechanization, and getting the population left the landscape, and now they're in cities, and nobody knows how to grow food. Except maybe, I got my little corner, or you can put it on your balcony or something. But anyhow, so I've been working the structural aspect is to have a farmhouse redefined in a community context. As nowadays our family of origin is all kind of atomized and scattered for the most part. So we have to make our own, like a family of accretion with the people we're familiar with. We have birds in common.
Would you believe, Steve, now we're getting some crackly signal from your end. So
Really?
Maybe just for the heck of it, adjust your plug to make sure it's seated well. Or
it's since you lifted the headset to scratch your ear. That's when it started. Something moved there. Something, yeah.
Good observation. Yeah, so it might be the cord.
Yeah,
it might be the cord on your headset.
How is it now? Is it better now?
Still crackly.
And it's only when you speak.
Sounds good
Testing.
now. Say
Testing.
say hello.
Hello,
Yeah, it's
hello.
crackly when you speak. It
only
is
when you
definitely
speak.
crackly when you speak.
Interesting.
Good times.
Is that better?
Not yet. Here's my tech challenge from today. I set up here, plugged in my laptop. Yep, still crackly. And I realized that my laptop was not getting electricity from the outlet. So I tried a different outlet, futzed around, realized, yep, the charging pack, this
What?
power supply for the laptop must be bad. So I had to go buy one for
Wasn't
50
charging.
It was not charging or powering the laptop. So I made absolutely sure that was what the problem really was, because I didn't want to buy it and then have it be the laptop itself. But hey, at least by good fortune, money just came into my account today, so it was available for me to do that. So, hey, things could be worse.
Yeah.
Is it crackling? I mean, I took the headphones
Yep.
off. It's crackly.
Yep.
Crackly. Is it crackling?
Yep.
Is it? I'm moving the cord.
It's crackling when you speak.
Only when
Only
you
when I speak.
It's as though it's your voice is being distorted.
Right.
So
Oh, well.
one thing you could do is try reboot the browser window and also quit all other apps, just in case it's a processing power issue on your phone.
Yeah. Right. And do what? and how? And I do that how?
You
While
don't know
I'm
how
in
to
the
quit
middle
the
of
other
this?
apps on your phone, right? You basically
Well,
slide them. You go to each app and you slide it away so it quits it.
but not right now.
You could.
If I
I've done it.
if I leave this, it'll take me a half hour to get back.
No, you don't need to leave. You don't need to. What kind of phone do you have?
iPhone 7.
iPhone.
iPhone. So
iPhone 7.
I don't have an iPhone. So you show him, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Well, it's good enough. Could be worse.
Yeah.
Well, we'll work this through. At least I'm here. I'm actually consistently at the table now, even though I've got crackly.
Yep.
It's better. It's better than trying to shift gears while I'm holding the weird little speaker to my.
Yeah.
So
You're,
not
you're,
bad.
It's all good.
Your phone is stable. It's not wiggling all over the place and blurry. So nice image quality.
Yeah. I got it set up. I'm in my bed. I'm in my structure I built myself, and I've got my lighting scheme. I can. So
Nice.
I can have cool light. I can have warm light. I'm off grid with Ryobi and Hampton Bay.
Very good.
So here's the Ryobi. So there's the Ryobi battery. I got my 18-volt battery, and then Hampton Bay is I got my flagpole light.
So you're off grid?
Yeah.
Nice.
I can turn on the power if I want to, but I don't want to. Not yet.
Michael, do you want to share with us what
Yes. So I had I had a good conversation with Mike Colum. We hadn't talked in some time, and I realized I've been following him for about 2 years, and it was January of a year ago that I first started actually talking with him, and that was what led up to, or that was part of the lead up to Liberty's Horizon, which he was part of the beginnings of, but opted out because certain people involved that he didn't want to share a stage with and that he felt should not be part of the event because they'd been functioning, I guess I'll go with unethically. And
Which event was that?
Liberty's Horizon.
Liberty's Horizon.
That was the April 30th, May 1st event that Steve attended. And I was one of the original producers that got it started. I basically chose the fonts, designed the basic shape for the logo, and suggested the color scheme, and brought the event to the venue. And that venue affiliation is coming full circle this week, and I'll explain that in a minute. So Mike Colum was from my perspective, he was the first guy that looked to me like a PMA guru expert, and based in Northern California. So a fellow, fighter for, I don't like the term fighter, but, an activist in the sense of being active and constructive toward health, freedom, and success.
A pro-activist.
Yeah, activist, a warrior. Yep.
Yep.
Pro-activist.
So, in our conversation, for one thing, he's not familiar with TUSA, and he's interested to see what Brandon's camp is saying about 508 versus 501c3 structures. And from my listening with more experience than I had a year ago, but still not enough, I like Mike's approach to things. He seems to analyze every source very carefully, and he's willing to be atavistic, and by that I mean taking the best from each of many and creating an optimized solution. So he's looking at PMAs and national status and even land patents with that approach. So he'll find the gaps in one person's approach and fill it in with technique from someone else's approach. So he's been cobbling together his own path to being a national, and is using from all the sources that we've known of, including Roger Sales. He didn't know of Daniel, but so there's a bunch of stuff that I'm going to follow up with him on, and he seems interested in putting out more video content. And I said, hey, I'm not the prettiest co-host, but I've been doing it for a while, and if I can be helpful to at least give you a nudge, then maybe we can work on that together. So
That's great, because that I you know one of my gifts is to look at people when they speak and kind of intuitively figure out things. And I'm not 100% on, but far from that. But that's one of the things that I like to do. And I looked for videos from him, and I found only one. So yeah, give me more.
Well, part of the issue is that when he first went viral with the original videos that he was on, uh, those were taken down. And because I still have the links to them and they're still published on his website, I realized the channel wasn't taken down. The individual videos were taken down by the uploader. The uploader made them private, so they're not viewable. So that was an intentional removal of the content because the original party that created those decided to work with somebody else. And it seems to have been a short-term, greater profit choice rather than as I would prefer, work with the best people, period. No matter
What's his
what.
website? What's his website, Michael?
I think the best one is thepmateam.org. Let me check that.
So is this? Are you saying that he removed it, or
No.
that it's somebody he was collaborating with?
Correct. And I'm choosing not to out them.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Well, this is. Yeah, we want to avoid a bunch of kerfuffle about it, but just smoothly transition into something that's more highly functional.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition out there. That's one of the things that I don't like about the new guys that I'm listening to, like Brandon and Clint. They spend more than half of the time just trashing all the other gurus. And it's okay to self-promote, but why trash the other? Yes, if they're doing something that is dangerous or not okay or whatever, show it, but show it not in a way that trashes them without making fun of them, because that literally is what they're doing. They're making fun of them.
No, that's just a bad strategy.
Yeah, what for? Just tell the truth, give the facts. Yeah.
Yeah, if we could get away from making everything a personality statement and making, it makes me feel better about myself if I can bash somebody else. It's like,
it's stupid.
And it's stupid. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, you can say, I think my way is the best way, but, don't trash the others. It's like silly.
I mean, just like as somebody who wants to learn this stuff, I need competent people that aren't going to get into this. If we this is a serious bit of work we're trying to do here, and we don't need a bunch of that.
Exactly.
I guess I need to say I've part of my background has been where I had to rely on other people in life or death decision making, and really in a long-term sense, this is life and death. In a sense, it is. I mean, it's not like directly threatening, but I don't know. This is just important work, and we just can't afford to let it turn into a high school popularity contest.
A fist fight. It's just silly.
So, I mean, I don't always know what to do about that, but at least I can be aware of it, and I want to educate myself, but I don't have a lot of time to spend trying to figure out if somebody's going to be I mean, even the term guru is a little like fingernails on a chalkboard.
Well, it's intentionally being used by many with intentional derision
Right.
to kind of poke fun at that position.
Yeah. Yeah. If we could all be Mr.
No
Natural.
one calls it themselves guru. Right? It's
right.
yeah.
So they'll say, oh, well, they're a guru, right?
Yeah.
But turn it into a slur and an innuendo. Not good.
Mm-mm.
So, and I don't know. And so this fellow Mike, Northern California Mike, I didn't catch his last name, and I don't write all this stuff down, and sometimes I don't remember.
It's Mike
but
Colum.
You say Colum, okay? I mean, but so the gist I've got is that he's legit. I mean,
Very
do you
much
feel like
so.
he's very much so? But so
Yeah.
he in the past he's collaborated with people with a little less integrity.
It's almost inevitable for any of us. You know,
Well,
as we're rising up and dealing with people that seem enthusiastic and seem on point, and then then you realize,
and then fail. Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Or worse, point the finger at you as the perpetrator or problem one. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the way people hide. That's their smoke screen, is to turn it about and put it on you. That's a narcissistic trait.
It's really something that our society, in my opinion, is addicted to. I think we talked about it before here on this platform. We call it the triangle of disempowerment, the victim, perpetrator, rescuer triangle.
Yep.
And it's our society is totally addicted to it. That's why we have so many lawyers.
Yeah. If anything, the lawyers are the drug pushers. It's like they perpetuate something they can profit from. So you stir up a lot of controversy and division, and they make money. That's how they make their money. It's a horrible business model for having integrity.
For people with integrity, exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great business model if you want to be a crook. But but that's not going to get us there. So I don't know what to do about it other than, I mean, I guess I've had to go through this a few times in different ways, in creating community and, learning the lessons of marriage and girlfriends and boyfriends or what have you. And it's just like, yeah. I'm pretty happy being by myself right now. At least I can, I'm not signing up on anybody's website right now, other than Michael. I mean, right now.
Yeah.
Is that a dog?
Yeah, this is my best friend right now.
Oh yeah. See, now there's your. That's great.
Yeah. Unconditional love.
Unconditional love.
Yeah.
Now, if
so
they could just,
Michael,
if they could just get your PMA off the ground, would be.
Yeah. Well, he takes a lot of my money because I feed him really well.
Oh, well, that's good.
So is Mike willing to look at the Safe Haven stuff and learn from them, or tell us why they're not legit or whatever?
I've only had a couple communications with him, but what Sonny tells me is that he's really enthusiastic and hands-on, and in my conversation with him, I asked him, how do you get all the stuff done that you're doing? Because he's not just pushing paper, he's got a general store. So he's really applying these skills, and it really matters to him if they work or not. it's not just on somebody else. It's going to affect his bottom line and his viability if he were to not be using successful strategies.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just on it every day. He's up early. He's up late. He's researching every morning, and I think he'll really want to move things forward because we all know there's so much riding on it, and he's serious about this stuff. So one thing was interesting, and I asked him, so what's on your to-do list? What do you wish for that hasn't happened yet? And he said, well, I'd like to do an event down in San Diego. And it was like, oh, wait a minute, flashback. That's what we were talking about last January, which led to the again,
Liberty Horizon.
Liberty's Horizon event. And so now, because he knows several of some of the key players down here, and he knows there's a big, important community down here. So that helps me now piece this together and go, aha. So, as I mentioned about the venue of Liberty's Horizon, that being the Encore Event Center, the manager of which I was introduced to when Sasha Stone's tour came through. There's an event coming up by one of our most effective alternative politicians in the area. And that's Amy Reichert, who is running against Nathan Fletcher. I'm always forgetting the exact title of his role, but at any rate, she's been very effective in pushing back against government actions. For instance, mandatory vaccination in, I think, schools was a recent pushback. You know what? I'm going to find it and pull it up. So there's an event coming up, and it's at the Encore Event Center, and it's on my birthday, March 15th. So the only holiday event I went to at the end of 2022 was Amy's event at the Village SD, the vegan restaurant, and I had been introduced to the owner previously, so I knew a lot of people present there, and I photographed it, and I made a little Instagram 3-panel batch of photos that I took there. I did a pretty good job, given that I covered it with an iPhone, and I really felt good about that event and about Amy in particular, and her organization, Reopen San Diego. So it's interesting that it's coming back around, and I don't know her perspective on these these alternative strategies, the PMAs and all that, but she's certainly connected to people that are all about it, though it doesn't seem to have been her thing. So she knows me. We've spent a good deal of time together talking this and that, and so I'm going to create a little video and send her a little message and say, hey, it's my birthday. I'd like to be a little extra involved if there's an option. I don't expect to, be on the microphone or have anybody sing to me or anything, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'll just live video webcast it. So yeah, I'm looking this up. Celebrating their recent victory with the city of San Diego repealing the vaccine mandate because of their federal lawsuit and the preservation of 40 jobs at the San Diego Community College District.
Nice.
So they were going to fire 40 people at the San Diego Community College District. And
there's a new bill coming, right?
Say again?
There's a new bill, California bill coming to mandate the Gardasil shot to school-aged children.
Oh my God!
Before entering the 8th grade.
Gardasil?
Gardasil is the worst before COVID.
It's
the
bad.
Worst before COVID. It's really bad. Really, really bad. So because they're not getting enough people going voluntarily, now they want to mandate it.
Yeah.
And it's just endless.
Yeah. Speaking of business models.
Yeah. So that's good. Is there a chance, Michael, that Mike will come here at some point to talk to us?
Oh, on our little video channel? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Great. Because then we can ask questions and,
I'm sure, yeah.
Yeah,
it'll be
it'll
be great if he is willing to look at they have, I think so far they've made only 4 videos. Brendan and the other character, the Safe Haven, since they got together. Brendan has many videos from before, but with the collaboration of them two, they have, I believe, 4 or 5 videos altogether. So it'll be, I would love to see Mike, and I understand he's probably extremely busy, but I would love to hear his opinion on what they say. And like I wrote to you early today, Clint wasn't there yesterday. It was just Brandon, and the first hour or so of the video of the conversation was more about why the 508 is not legit. And he brings what he refers to as proof. So, I don't know how to vet that stuff. I'm a moron when it comes to that. I don't understand any of it. So that's why I want someone who is not a moron to vet it and to look at it.
Yeah, Mike had a response that made sense to me, but I'm not going to try to repeat it.
Okay.
So that's Amy. I have webcasted one of her events before.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the story, standing up for what's right, how her bravery protected teachers' rights in the face of controversy. And this is her campaign page.
And she's running for what?
Well, she was running against Nathan Fletcher. And I'm always struggling to remember what the exact post title was. Supervisor. Yeah, see, it's too vague a term.
Oh,
San Diego supervisor.
Got it.
Board of Supervisors. And how the Board of Supervisors seems to have more influence than a mayor or whatever. I don't know. I don't understand it, but that's how it's been. And
it
dude
doesn't
is
really
just,
matter. It doesn't really matter. They're all selected.
yeah, it's just a dastardly dude.
Yeah.
And you know, as with Nathan Fletcher, as with Gavin Newsom, they're selected. It seems impossible to beat them, quote unquote. You know. So this is the event on my birthday, March 15th.
That's good. Being the optimistic that I am, I think they will not literally, but commit suicide themselves. They will just shoot themselves in the feet too many times to stand.
I hope so.
And you may recognize a couple of these names. Melissa Grace was campaign manager for Renette Senum, so certainly someone that Mike Cullum knows, Melissa.
Yep.
So that'll be good to see her and talk to her again, because she was so busy when I talked to her at the Friendsgiving party just before Thanksgiving. She said she didn't have time to talk. So yeah, everybody's busy.
Yeah.
So again,
Sharon McKimmon, is she one of the OSHA ladies?
She's Let Them Breathe. That's all I know is her organization.
I think that's the one of the OSHA ladies, or yeah.
So, all the more why I am endeavoring to get our materials tweaked up and our message finessed. And there's another interestingly timed change that I came across. Now, you may recall that the Thrive Solutions Hub is kind of a different version of, or has been kind of a different version of Freedom Cells. It's a little thinkier of an association. It's created by Foster Gamble. Yes,
Yep.
Foster Gamble of Procter & Gamble.
Yep.
But the creator of the Thrive movies. And this is how many Thrive Solutions Hubs there have been. And you can notice the distribution. He is Northern California. So there's more in his area of a couple hundred, and there's about half as many down around Los Angeles. And we were using it, and I've been using it less since my move away from Los Angeles per se. There's Spaces, which is like, you know, a group. But, and here's my profile. But what, as you can see, I don't have many followers. not super involved. We did create a couple different projects. Let's take a look at them just for the record, which is loading very slowly. But I juggling so much stuff. I have not been using it for some time. And I don't know, that's not loading. So here's the news from February 10th that I noticed today. Dear Thrive Solutions Hub members, we are writing with some big news today. Oh, we lost the signal there. Sorry, the window closed. I'm still audible. I'm still audible to you, though, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just the laptop that window crashed. Coming back.
Well, Oh, is it coming back?
Yep. You were going to say?
Well, I was going to say, because you did ask me to review your document, I
Oh,
guess,
goody.
which
Goody.
I
All
haven't
right.
done that yet,
You
but
haven't. All
because
right.
I still have to, I still have to wade through my technological limitations here.
Yes, of course. What did you
Um,
decide to do with
but
the laptop and your service?
oh well, I mean, I didn't do it today. I mean, it was just yesterday that we talked,
Right.
so
Cool.
I'm not jumping up and making any super decision to have my laptop because I can't charge it anyway.
Oh.
So in other words, if I'd have to have my backup battery and blah blah blah, and it's just
Why
like
can't you charge your laptop?
I don't have electricity.
Got it.
I mean, if I could charge it off of my Ryobi 18-volt battery, then we're talking.
I
But
didn't
right now, that's
realize
all I've got.
I didn't realize that you really have no electricity on your property. Wow.
I have no electricity.
Wow. All right.
I mean, I have power. If it comes in, I can go and turn it on if I want to schlep the monthly bill, but I don't have that kind of money right now. So, but anyhow, that's a whole different story. But I wanted to ask you
Yes.
about what I'm supposed to read on Google Docs. Is that like your statement because like you said, you have so many different things going on. It's hard for me to categorize them. Like,
Tell you what, we will go through it together.
Okay.
In this very call. So.
Okay.
First, I'll finish this topic. So, dear Thrive Solutions Hub members, we are writing with some big news today. With eternal gratitude for your support and shared vision, we have realized that it is necessary after these amazing 20 years to close operations for our company, Thrive On. We will be terminating the functioning of the Solutions Hub as of Friday, March 17th, 2023, on the day of my birthday party. Yep. So, no more Thrive Solutions Hub. Exploring ways of empowering current users as well as other solutions-based organizations with the ability to adapt our open source software developments for your own unique user requirements. And they're basically moving toward Foster's new personal website and blog once he gets it going. I'll be in touch via email. So between now and next Friday, I'll at least message the handful of people that I've communicated with on this platform because it's going away.
Wow.
So there you go. So, in a sense, this sort of thing is inevitable, and I hate to say the same thing over and over and over again, but without a marketing strategy that branches out from the word of mouth within your own community that already understands what you got, without reaching out to people that don't even know such a thing exists, it's not going to survive. And when you've got several different, somewhat similar platforms, you've got Freedom Cells, Thrive Solutions Hub, Jason Shirka's Unified, and Public Square. There are some different community outreach sorts of things. Even the Freedom People, who I've talked with.
And the Truth something or other.
Like Truth Social? I mean, that kind of thing?
Yeah, Truth Social.
Yeah, I don't know if those are so much building community. Like for instance,
you're right.
Rumble has locals, but I can't even figure out what's local about it. To me, it doesn't look like it's got any mapping characteristics at all. I just showed you the mapping from Thrive Solutions Hub. You literally find people based on your area.
Right.
like with Freedom Cells and Unified.com.
Unified, yeah.
So I don't understand locals, the social media ish portion of Rumble, the video channel. So anyway, stuff's going to fail unless they pull together and promote and build a marketing strategy. So this is one less thing to juggle. Sad to see it not optimized, but that means Freedom Cells has an expanded opportunity to pick that up.
Yep.
Mean to pick up after Foster Gamble's the Solutions Hubs?
Yeah. Yeah, to fill that void.
Right.
Yeah, and what part of what was neat about this is that there was built into this document sharing, calendar system, files, meetings. So it was more of a office type system. I was using it to create some shared documents, but frankly, if my collaborators don't mind using Google Docs, I'm just going to use Google Docs. I've been using it. I've been using the Thrive Solutions Hub for documents when I felt it was really sensitive information that I didn't want any possibility of it getting surveilled. But this is a commercial service that others can use, actually. So,
are there any other options? I'm not a fan of Google Doc at all. I don't know if any other solutions, any other.
There's not a lot. I'll show you what this looks like. Document editor, it's only Office. So that's a system that folks can sign on to at a corporate level or a business or a project level. As you can see, it's moving pretty slow right now. And part of the problem is it doesn't run, I think, at all on mobile. And I find it very handy to be able to look at or edit a document on my phone. So without that, you're missing a lot. I forget if it doesn't work at all or it you can only, I think what it might be is you can only view documents on mobile. You can't edit them. So that's pretty limited. So, all right. Now, going back to Steve's question.
Excuse me a sec. Because I had to drop my headphones in favor of charging my phone.
Okay, cool.
So I hope this isn't too bad.
No, you sound fine. I understand, believe me.
Okay. So
it's good. It's a little quiet, but it's clear. No crackling.
Okay, well that's good.
Yep.
I mean, I can lean forward and I can probably turn up volume or something. But my question is, so this is the when I was looking at your the editor thing, the ManKinder doc. This the one that you're wanting us to look at?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
so
because you could have the Thrive one up there.
Right. So we've shifted now.
Okay.
So now we're looking at Google Drive, and I'm showing you
Not
a
yet.
particular. Oh, it's not showing yet. Okay,
No.
it's taken a while to load. Very, very strange. All right. Well, at some point it'll come up on screen. Here we go.
But yeah, until we get there with it, I want to, just as long as I'm thinking this through, that like the Rumble locals thing is, what's the purpose of the locals? Does it have a purpose?
It looks like a fan club. I think there's some ability to monetize it. I think JP Sears has maybe a significant following with the locals on Rumble.
Right.
So it's, yeah.
I was just and so now did the Thrive Network, the Thrive Solutions Hub, did they have, what was their rationale for closing that? Is that because of not enough traffic?
Yeah, I think they just weren't getting enough bang for buck, and it was costing a lot to keep it running.
Right. So it seems like a similar situation with there's too much competition. There's too many places to put your attention.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but I think it's also, like Michael says, it's a lack of marketing. So people are not even aware of that.
Right. Well, that's why I come back around to marketing, and as I understand it, having a strong mission statement is a key aspect of.
Well, and realistically, not just a mission statement, but a business plan that is monetizable and sustainable. These social media networks really can't charge money for membership. They can solicit contributions, but anytime something like Facebook or anything's, when a rumor gets floated, they're going to start charging. People are up in arms.
Right.
You would not. The fan base of Freedom Cells or Thrive Solutions Hub or Unified.com would not react well to hearing that their social media network is going to start charging money.
Well, started with charging, and then.
But hang on. That's two different things. There's Unified.com and there's Unified.tv.
No. Right. Unified.com. Unified. What do you call it? You just said that word.
Unified.com or Unified.tv?
Everything. Unified started charging. I think it was $9.99 a month at the beginning. Went a little up and then went down, and then he promised that when he reaches enough members on Unified TV, he will drop the charge for the public, like Facebook thingy. What do you call it? What's the umbrella name for all those?
That could be, but
it's not could be. I paid for it. I know for a fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was only charging for the .tv.
No, he started charging for everything, and then his vow was when he reaches a certain amount of subscribers, then he will drop the charge for the network for the.
So when was the social media Unified?
The social media, that's the word.
.com.
Yes.
When was that being? When was membership in that a strictly paid service?
At the beginning, when he opened it.
And then it dropped out.
And then it dropped out. Yes.
Okay. So, all right.
Yeah, he according to him, he didn't have the funds to fund it without payments, and I participated because I think he's doing a great job. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've only been on the .com, and I don't use it. It like
I go once a
most of the
week.
most of the platforms that I'm on, from Minds to, I don't know, there's so many. I'm not using them. I just have a page that I
Yeah,
don't use.
same here. I do, I have quite a number of followers on Unified, but I'm not very active there because I'll post the workshops and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the places that we would want to actually be promoting in-person
Yeah.
events.
Yep. Yes.
So whatever Daniel's doing with his Freedom Cell, and whatever ManKinder decides to do with an actual in-person Freedom Cell, and these calls,
Mm-hmm.
once it feels tight to me, then I will want to have outreach on
Yeah,
unified.com
agreed. Totally agree.
and Freedom Cells and everywhere else. One of my problems with freedomcells.org, by the way, I rarely use it. I use the Telegram groups more.
Mm-hmm.
But if you create an event, it's very hard to go back and find that event and edit that event. I think it's almost impossible, if not impossible, to edit an event once you've already posted it. And I pretty frequently have to make an adjustment. So that's problematic.
Got it.
Okay, so now that we have this up on screen, this is what I'm calling the MKN for ManKinder Network 2023 Biz Team folder. And in it, I have a bunch of stuff. Now, unfortunately, I don't know that I can sort by. Yeah, I guess it is sorting by. It's sorting by name in a very strange, limited way. Okay, so the folder that's in there, which is press releases, is sorting at the top because it's a folder, and then Confused and You're Not Alone are sorting at the top because they start with a quotation mark. But what I intended to be at the top is this ManKinder vision and the IRL initiative and fundraiser. Then I have some other stuff that is relevant resources or things we're starting to talk about, like the TUSA document, which is chock full of links to their stuff, and just interesting little topics like this Freedom Biz type quiz. But the first priority document is the one that's got the little hand logo wrapped around it and the number 1. And that is the 2023 ManKinder Vision document. And as you see, I'm asking these questions submitted for your constructive critique. Please offer opinions. 1, how can ManKinder best apply our resources to be of greatest service to our world's needs?
We're
2,
not there, by the way.
Oh, it's not loaded yet? All
Nope.
right. It'll get there.
Yep.
Thank you. 2, what ManKinder messaging feels strongest for you? And then 3, what ManKinder messaging would you edit or put on hold? So once it comes up on screen, which I will be able to tell by the iPhone, just looking at the laptop. There we go.
There we go.
So again, if I go back, I hope this works. If we go back to the Well, we were in the folder. Okay, I'm not going to go back to the folder. So in this document, I've got the ManKinder history and current plan, 2 quick paragraphs. Our top priorities, ? Are these our top priorities? Do you like these as top priorities? The first thing, and this is where we're at right now, is to refine the ManKinder messaging as I am presenting it at the .NET and the SendFox page. Then we can get around to establishing guiding principles, which honestly I would like to engage more people than just us. I'd like to get a bunch of revered truth leaders to opine. Maybe Mike Cullum, maybe Amy Reichert, maybe who knows who.
I think Sunny will be good with that too.
Absolutely. Then start making our list. Well, I've had a list for a long time, for years. Compile congruent organizations' agendas. First, we make a list of who we would like to collaborate with, and then figure out, okay, what's your succinct guiding principles or agenda? And then build coordinated media and marketing to maximize results for these affiliated organizations. Meanwhile, build and expand local and intentional communities, for example, Freedom Cells. Produce prolific media, music, and events to supplant the mainstream. Distribute promo materials and branded merchandise to expand visibility and support of those ManKinder principles. For example, postcard and business card campaigns, clothing, hang tags, keychains, business and automobile window stickers, etc. And here's a link. It goes right to within the folder to that postcard design that I uploaded to our folder, which is not going to show up for you in a reasonable amount of time. Trying to, believe it or not, when you roll over these links that say confused and you're not alone, it actually gives a preview. And then ultimately for California, establish our first Southern California community venue, housing daily and seasonal events, education, media production, and distribution. So, I'm requesting below, please constructively critique our ManKinder messaging as presented at the SendFox page and the ManKinder.net page. So here's the SendFox page. I copied it over into here, and here's from the ManKinder.net. That's all the copy that's on that page. So that's where we're at with that initial document. Then the secondary document is about what I'm calling IRL initiative and fundraiser, but I'll get to that copy. I'll get more active writing that copy today, tomorrow, because I really need to launch it within the next several days, timed for my birthday. So whenever that comes up on screen for you, it will say IRL initiative, which of course stands for in real life, i.e. in person. And this little quote came my way thanks to Gertrude. Did you know a lack of community and strong social connections can have a disastrous outcome on your health? When surrounded by people that see us, elevate us, and support us, we feel like anything is possible. So reach out to a friend who you love to spend time with, to chat, or set a date to hang out. And I'd like additional quotes like that because I won't name the person, but one of our friends said, well, why are you trying to have in-person events? And I'm like, wow, are we really at that point in our world where we've forgotten why people need to get together in person? Why there's a value to that?
Wow.
One of the things was that the 6 foot distancing is designed to damage your health, because that proximity to people is how we improve our health, by getting accustomed to each other's whatever energy field, germs, whatever you want to call it. And I'd like a couple of succinct quotes and validation for that also. For those of us who've forgotten that being together makes us healthier.
There's a
There is
lot
this
about hugging, about how healthy a hug is.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot.
I mean,
And I have a
connection,
marketing
too.
strategy in mind based around hugging. Go ahead, Steve.
But I'm saying that there's an energetic field there that's an electromagnetic
Yes.
field. And right now, we've got this intermediary of this this technology.
Yeah.
Up close and personal was the way to be.
Yep.
Absolutely. We're social creatures.
I mean, it's nice that
So
I can get 3,000 miles away from you and have a conversation. But
it's not. It shouldn't come in place of in-person meetings, though.
Right.
It can be a substitution, but
Right.
not in place.
Yeah. It's a yes and.
Yes. And
yes, it's valuable for us to network through the internet, and we also need to be
meet.
meeting with people in person.
Yep. Yes, and not a replacement. And social media is not a replacement for social interactions, one-on-one, in person, in public venues.
Yep.
So that's part of what it means to be human. This is part of our training for being impersonal robots.
Yep. And it's part of why I didn't even try to use a phrase based off of socialist distancing and socialist media. I call it community connect. So we just let's completely change the wording. And I like alliteration, so community connect is one of the phrases that I was focusing on.
Yeah. I've got a question about the word, using the word messaging, ManKinder messaging.
Okay.
Just can you explain more about that?
Sure. So when I type words and then put them out into the world through text messages, Facebook event, ManKinder.net, sendfox.com/ManKinder, any of those places where I'm putting words out that I've written, to me, that's the ManKinder messaging.
Okay.
That's where the message... It's where the message of the ManKinder mission is being shared.
Okay.
So any wording that is affiliated with any ManKinder content at all, to me, is ManKinder messaging. That's the message.
Right. And that's you.
Thus far, yes. I've been the sole copywriter.
Okay. And so, where do you...
I'm delighted to collaborate with anybody else.
Right.
As apropos.
So in other words, you're creating a forum of a sort. In other words, if I have say if I'm involved and I've got Steve, is it Steve messaging, or is Steve is using your platform for messaging? ManKinder. I just the clarity is what kind of I'm looking for. Not that I'm, that it doesn't have to be resolved right now, but I'm just.
Well, it's an interesting question. Thus far, our affiliations have been casual, partly because of Jackie's departure from this world. I haven't felt that I had the materials that are apropos to share in terms of a quid pro quo if someone becomes an official member of the ManKinder ministry. I don't know how that is supposed to work. I don't have the paperwork. And I don't feel that we've established, as I say, the quid pro quo. What do you get if you become a member of the ManKinder ministry? Obviously, other more established or more polished ventures have that kind of documentation. As I signed up with House of Free Will Ministry and received all that paperwork or documentation, I should say. So, so when we're more polished and there's a properly polished option for people like Orit and yourself to become an official ManKinder member, then perhaps if you were creating content that you posted or was reposted onto a ManKinder page, then that might be considered as part of the ManKinder messaging, right? Is that kind of answering your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, and I guess my mic is still on. I haven't been. I'm just being quiet when it's not on. I think it's getting it. So basically, it's like you're creating your own. I call it a platform, call it a forum, call it whatever we want, but it'll be like a social media of its own, but with a specific mission, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so and people joining, like me and Oris. Right now it's just the three of us, I'm assuming. So it's just let's just say think of ourselves as a microcosm. There's three of us right now, and we are talking. We're messaging we verbally. That's all part of the ManKinder messaging.
Well, in a sense, I suppose we could say that you guys, by participating, have given tacit approval for, your thoughts becoming part of a ManKinder milieu. But the way I've been using the phrase ManKinder messaging as I'm asking for help with the ManKinder messaging, I'm referring to it a bit more in a slightly narrower sense. In other words, the promotional materials which embody the message of the ManKinder ministry. So one instance is on your screen right now. Let me show you where it came from if it doesn't take too long to load. And yeah, it's taking a while to load. Wow, it's really interesting. It takes a while for it to get into the memory channel. All right. At any rate, there's the email sign up page is at sendfox.com/mankinder, as you can see at the top of the screen now. And so that's marketing material. It's a place where I'm putting out the ManKinder message to encourage people to understand it and then support and participate with it. So what I'm claiming is that what we do is we coordinate lions, leaders, and doers, organizing movement, media, and marketing teams now. Now, I have to say that to make it happen. In a sense, it's slightly premature because we don't have a lot of lions, leaders, and doers. It might be a handful. And are we organizing movement, media, and marketing teams? Not just yet, but we're starting. So my message on this page is a request. Connect with our MKN or ManKinder Network community. And I'm continuing my messaging by stating that our two largest 2022 collaborative events were freedomrevival.org and libertieshorizon.com. And I'm messaging the world to say that they were awesome. And I'm messaging the world to ask, did you join us? Steve, you did.
Yeah.
Now the messaging continues to state that on Mondays we have a call like this, and on Thursdays a call like this, as we are currently having.
Right.
I'm further messaging people to state that in San Diego, California, USA, our Monday and Thursday meetups selectively welcome in real life participation. In other words, somebody could be sitting here with me.
Right.
So if you want details, contact me via my Telegram channel. And if you sign up to this mailing list, unsubscribe anytime. Finally, I'm through this page. I'm messaging people to let them know that they can connect via Telegram, and they can go to the About Us page to learn more about ManKinder.
Okay.
Is that making sense?
Pretty good. I mean, it looks pretty good. I don't, maybe I don't have the measure of marketing genius or and I would assume your goal is to basically to boost your participation level. And that's where the marketing comes in.
Yep. Orit, how are we doing so far here? You have anything to observe on this topic?
As I told you before, I'm not very good with screen and audio. I will sit with it. I was supposed to be busy on Monday, but that was canceled. So I will try to dedicate time on Monday to sit with it. It shouldn't take too long to go over it and give feedback.
So this is what's passing for a website. It's just an about.me page. And this is the next thing that we can take a look at together. It's got links to all these different social media pages at the bottom. There they are. Facebook group, Instagram, Twitter, Telegram, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch, which actually Twitch decided that I was violating some community standards. I don't know. They didn't even tell me what I did. I guess medical misinformation.
Ay, 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 ay. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable, especially with the truth coming out now. It's like unbelievable.
Community guidelines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the SendFox page that I was just reading to you from. It looks a little strange in this format. I'm going to see if I can get it to look. Yeah, that's how it should look. Side by side. It looks different on a phone because it goes vertical.
Right.
But nice thing about the sign up form via SendFox, which is wiping up the map with MailChimp. MailChimp has deplatformed truthers. So not a good idea to use MailChimp for your mailing list. But SendFox is well priced and safe so far. So you can type in your first name, and all these are optional fields, by the way. You can type in your first name, last name, email, address, birthday, phone number, website. So you can tell me as much or as little as you want. If I know your birthday, maybe we'll send you a happy birthday card or something. And if we have a phone number, then we can text. In fact, I should change that to textable phone number.
Mm-hmm.
If I can change that. So, go back to this. This is the copy from the website, i.e. the About Me page. Yeah, might as well just look at it from here. First thing I'm saying is, first phrase I'm referring to it as is Joyful Critical Thinkers Community Network. Now, naturally, all this stuff, when I write this stuff, I put a lot of time thinking into it. But that doesn't mean that I'm stuck on it. So if it doesn't work and the team tells me, hey, that's not as good as if you said X, Y, or Z, then we can change it. I like the slogan of Strategies to Strengthen Mankind. I think that's a powerful statement that I use on most invites and such. Saving mankind from tyranny as the third line there. So, these are kind of three separate concepts, but I think they fit well together. What is it? It's intended to be an international network of networks, reclaiming the joy and music of life. So, I'm mashing up a whole bunch of different ideas because it's more than just we make the world's greatest, running shoes.
I got a question.
It is biting off a lot, but yes.
Well, it's got here right below everything you've just highlighted. You've got a 508c1a church ministry dedicated to the advancement of mankind and its role in the natural and spiritual world. And that's an actuality. You actually have created that.
Yep. First week of June 2021, we filed that.
So, well, to me, that is in and of itself, that's an awesome achievement. That you've actually done that work. So, what that tells me is that you have paid your dues to break out of the 501c3, whatever, you're in the 508.
Or not.
Or not. Well, I don't know. But it's like, this is where we're wanting to go. And so to me, it gives you some legitimacy. It's more than just work. It's more than just words. It's credentials. It gives you credos. So yay. And
Thank you, Steve.
And if you expound on that, so that you've kind of got the elevator speech part of it, but maybe a little bit more that ties it back into everything else, the highlighted things, the joyful critical thinkers community network, strategies to strengthen mankind. I don't want to read it all, but what I'm saying is you're close from my standpoint. If you tie that in somehow. And I just love that. I'm loving it.
And maybe expand on it too. Yeah, maybe also expand on it.
Yeah.
Because there's few concepts that I'm kind of, and again, I'm not going deep now because in order to go deep, I need to sit with it.
Yeah.
But I think there can be a little more use of the word kind and kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, well, that's my thing, my personal thing. Love is one of my favorite words in the world. So,
one thing I noticed is that colloquially I say building a kinder world for mankind, but I don't have that printed anywhere.
Yeah.
Published anywhere.
Right.
So,
right.
Should I be slipping that in somewhere?
I think so.
But more importantly, am I having too many words already out there? Should something be removed?
I'll sit with it, I promise.
All I can say is I've learned the value of terse verse. And so the less you repeat yourself, because you're telling a story. If somebody's telling you a story, it moves throughout the narrative. It's a narrative. I don't know if you've been with people that just kind of, they hammer you with the same word again and again and again. Whatever it is.
You know what, Steve? I'm 100% with you, but many people will advocate repetition.
I know.
I get bored. Redundancy to me is like, okay, enough with that. I've heard it before. But many teachers and I don't know what else to call them, actually advocate repetition.
Yeah, I think they call them propagandists.
Yeah.
Well, think about how much that's used. Edward Bernays?
Edward Bernays.
Yeah. Well, think about how much it's used to great effect, apparently, in terms of pop songwriting. People sing along because they hear the same thing repeated over and over and over again. Yeah. When you hear a song that doesn't, it's harder to follow. It doesn't sink in the memory channel as effectively. So, yeah, there is value to repetition, which is why, if you're going to advertise, you should be on every platform possible.
Yes.
Every billboard you can get.
Yes.
Use it, and I say that metaphorically.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief it is. It's there. I can't help it. I've even thought it's like a nice title for a book is the earworm at the end of time. Because I've been getting now that I'm off grid and I'm out here, my sensitivity has grown, and when I get out into the world of music, right? Oh my God, I've got some horrible earworms now that I'm because it's like I'm stuck with one song that I got going to a store. And it's like, oh, I mean, usually I could deal with it. It's like now it's like, God, I'm so sensitive. So I don't have to worry about them repeating it. It's repeating plenty on its own.
Yep.
And it's like,
Yep.
and I don't want to buy what they're selling because they repeat it so damn much. And they're planting memes in my head. Anyway,
I'm sure Nike did not use this many slogans, right?
Right.
Because when we think of Nike, it's just do it.
Right.
They wouldn't have all these separate slogans. So what I should do with them, where I should put them, how I can keep it simple and focus on just one. I don't know.
Something to sit with it. I mean, I know you're in a hurry to get it codified and out there by your birthday.
Well, I've sat with it for too long already. That's why I've been trying to get other people to look at it.
Right.
But that's the thing. That's a fertilization. Everyone putting their word in, and then you may have some changes that you initiate as a result of that. So yeah, that's where collaboration comes so handy.
Mm-hmm.
The intention has always been collaborative. So I'm putting my belief where my mouth is, and okay, let's collaborate. But naturally, everybody's busy.
More than like to be, yes.
Yep, indeed. So I don't know. That's about all that I got today. What are you guys feeling?
Yeah, it's definitely worth looking at, refining, putting it out there, and it can also always be changed. I mean, we're not etching it in stone.
Right.
Yep.
So, yeah, it can always be updated, upgraded.
Yep.
Yeah, even things written in stone aren't written in stone anymore.
Yeah.
That's right.
Whether Georgia Guidestones or the Mandela effect, go figure.
Yeah, the only question is why? Who did that? I'm still trying to figure that out.
Oh well, I don't know about the Guidestones, but I've heard a good theory about the Mandela effect. That is Gaia. That's coming from Gaia. If you listen to John Lamb Lash, so it's not CERN, and it's Gaia.
Interesting.
I don't know. It's interesting.
It's all interesting. Yeah, I can't wait for the day that all the truth is out there and we can really weave the story as it is. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you on that. Anyway, Michael, I think it looks really good. Just as if you need to launch it, launch it.
Well, this content is already launched. It's been up for a long time, but I'm revisiting it in terms of the next step, which will be more video production, more memes, perhaps. Certainly,
interviews, bringing truthers.
Well, sure,
bringing people like Colum.
sure.
Maybe even having a roundtable with Colum and Babyface.
Oh, I'm absolutely suggesting that to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You down for this?
I would love.
You know,
that. I would
right?
absolutely love that.
Just
Yes.
Ditto.
Yeah.
The great battle.
It doesn't have to be a battle. It can be a nice, friendly conversation,
it can be, but watch what'll happen.
Ego is a very interesting thing, and the younger people are, the more their ego is walking ahead of them, in front of them.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting.
Well, yeah, and that'll be the very apropos proof of concept of my smoothing out between people. Let's focus on the good,
And just
I'm sure what you meant to say was.
Yeah.
I'm sure you meant that to sound respectful, right, buddy? Okay. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. Just the truth, please. Just the facts. Yeah. When Babyface puts the video from yesterday up, you should watch it.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot about the 508, and he shows his proof, what he considers as proof that it's dangerous, that it's not a good idea. He calls it PMA. It's nothing against PMA. It's just the connection of PMA and the 508, again, because he says that 508 is just a segment of 501. So it's, interesting.
Well, Mike had some points about there are a whole bunch of numbers in between. There's 503s, which are referred to as a 503. So why is a 503 referred to as a 503 if anything under a 501 is a 501? What? So,
hey.
To confuse the enemy? Who knows?
Yeah. That's something that always kind of just bugs me about the whole thing is we're always having to jump through, always looking for another a safety hoop. You got to jump through this hoop. Oh, well, then we got more hoops. How many hoops do we need? And
yeah.
Oh,
I also heard someone say that when those gurus say, like the TUSA, they say you have to invest a lot of time in learning, in researching. I think it was Satvananda who said that. That's a red flag for him. I don't know if it doesn't feel like a red flag to me, but it feels like I'm not an expert. Again, I'm a moron in these things. So I need to rely on people who do the research, but don't underestimate my ability to read. Show me the research. Right. Show me the facts. Don't just say it's like that because I said so and I did the research.
Right.
Show me the research. Show me the facts.
Well, as I said previously, if these structures, these filings, these documentations, these learnings, all this stuff, if it is a defensive weapon against tyranny, then what is served by making it difficult for people to learn?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you really want to save mankind from tyranny, make it simple.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not going to sell a whole lot of cars if people have to assemble it themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I will be riding my bicycle. Yeah, or a horse. Yes.
If I may,
we wouldn't have gotten to this point if people still had to hand crank their Model T.
Yeah. If I may add a word to that phrase, effective. Effective strategy to reduce tyranny or to combat tyranny. And it's like it loses effective when you have too many categories. We have too many bags we can crawl into, and it's like if we got a problem with ADD, we don't have time to go explore every cave.
Yeah, effective is a good word.
It's effective. So and if I wanted, if I had something that was the most effective thing in the world, and someone wanted to come in and bugger it all up so that it's no longer effective, I would say they're going to keep adding more shit. They're going to keep adding. Oh well, yeah, but you got to do this. If then do that, and then but if this then do that, and it's just like it gets to the point where it's just like I'm playing 3D chess, and I just want to get on with breathing and living and eating and not worry about 3D chess.
Yeah. There's also another word that some of them use, simple, which I like, but they say, which I also like, simple does not mean easy. It's just simple.
Yeah.
When the facts are there, it is simple.
Right.
Yeah, there's certainly an advantage to knowing how your car is put together in case it breaks down at the side of the road, or in case your guru dies. You can piece it back together and figure out how to run it. But we're not going to save as many people if we make it so difficult that hardly anybody can handle it.
Right. Or complicated.
So what's the goal?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of the things that bother me with the TUSA. It's like you're expected to read the Britannica Encyclopedia from Alpha to Omega before you even talk to them, and no, that's not going to happen. We all have a life to live.
Yeah. Farmer wants to be a farmer, not a lawyer.
Yes, that's why we have lawyers and farmers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want to be a farmer, but I got to be a framer to be a farmer. When I was going to add a little thing to the concept of simplicity, is something I use in design, is the word elegance.
Yes, I love that word. Yeah.
What elegance means is a well-considered simplicity. So you go through the complexity to get to this elegance, the simple solution. Sometimes you have to do a lot of complex. I mean, I don't know. There's a relationship between complexity and simplicity. And maybe what I would say about, like, you consider the simplicity, like your car, like, or the human body. I mean, you think of, or any living system is so incredibly complex, but it's as simple as it can possibly be, and still function. Right? It's, in other words, biology is doing it. We're alive because of a well-considered simplicity.
Absolutely. And I'm capable of functioning without knowing how to breathe, how to pump the blood through myself. I don't even need to know that I have a lymphatic system. It works. So if it's good enough for God's design, let's try to emulate that level of, you know.
And if it doesn't, you're not going to go to a farmer to help you. You're going to go to someone who can help with that, right? So not everyone needs to know everything. That's my point. Not everyone needs to know everything.
Right. I agree.
Yeah, the tendency to make people jump through a lot of hoops it's just more of that. Well, they did it, you know, trying to force other people to do things your way. Because it worked for you does not mean it's going to work for somebody else.
That is very true also. Yes.
And that's what the system tries to force on us. We should be better than that.
Mm-hmm.
The system you guys want to vaccinate? Great, go ahead. You're not going to tell me what to do. Yeah. So trying to change other people's way to match your own is just, that's the dark side. So let's not emulate that.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
I think that's a wrap for today. It's almost 7. We're almost 2 hours. Thank you guys for joining me. And
For having me.
Any input will be appreciated.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for reminding. Thank you for Thank you for all that you do, Michael. It's a lot.
It's no fun without collaborators. Thanks for
Yeah.
being there, you guys.
It's good to actually be able to be on with you, Horace.
It's great to see you, Steve, instead of just reading your comments. Yeah.
I just hope they're helpful is all.
It's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Everyone contributes. Thank you.
All right. So I've made my technological achievement for the
higher ups.
You are springing forward.
It's a good time to do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, you guys have a very good evening.
You too. Have a great weekend. And see you Monday. And Michael, you tell me when you're ready to start Sundays instead of Mondays for me instead.
I want to see a plan from you.
Oh,
and let's give you a little bit of extra backup, so it doesn't have to be all you.
Yeah. Okay.
Whether it's Jade or anybody else. As we expand, I want each expansion to have a little bit more structure and planning, so we present professionally.
Okay. I'm hopefully going to talk to Sunny soon, and maybe she can be a partner in that too, because she's into the healing arts. Anyone in the healing arts.
Absolutely, whatever works with schedules and so forth. Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks, you guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.